Hi everyone, thanks for joining in. And today we are going to talk about cryptocurrency scams. And I'm sure most of you have heard about scams or you know someone who has been scammed before. Yeah. So today we'll dive deeper into what scams are. So a little bit about myself. My name is Racheal Kabanyoro and I'm from Uganda. I have been in the crypto space since I think 2018. And why I like the topic of scams is because most of us who started a little bit earlier, we lost our first Bitcoins. And as we go on, I'll tell you a little bit about how I lost my first small Bitcoins to a scam. I'll share my screen. I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes, we can, Rachel.
Okay. So I'll start right away. So what are cryptocurrency scams? Before I talk about cryptocurrency scams, I'm going to define what a scam is because most of us have started knowing about scams when the cryptocurrencies got famous. Like when someone talks about a scam, your mind goes straight to cryptocurrency. That's what we know. But scams have been there like years before even cryptocurrency was invented. So a scam is a deceptive scheme or trick that is used to cheat someone. Out of something, in most cases, money. So it's not just money. It can be something else. It doesn't have to be money. A scam is anything that they trick you into, so you give it out without knowing. Yeah. And scams have been there before, like from the early 18th century, I can say. Yeah. For example, in the earlier days, there was a scammer. He was a great sea merchant. Yeah, he was among the first people to attempt a scam. You know, these sea merchants, they used to get loans, and the loans would be against their ships and their cargo. Yeah, so when you have a ship and a cargo and you reach your destination after selling your cargo, you pay back the loan with an interest. So this Greek sea merchant tried to sink his ship along with his cargo so that he can keep his loan. But during that attempt, he was found and he drowned as he was trying to escape. So that is how long ago scams go. So, and that brings us to cryptocurrency scams. A cryptocurrency scam is an investment fraud that involves criminals stealing money from people hoping to invest in the new world of digital currency. Now, with cryptocurrency scams, this is mainly dealing with money. And you know, everyone, like most of us by now, I'm sure you've seen on televisions, in the newspapers, you've seen people talking about cryptocurrencies. You've seen how people share their gains of how much they've made in cryptocurrency. So these come as under the name of cryptocurrency, and they tell people to invest. Yeah, they make people invest money, and in that investment, that's where they get to scam you as an investor. So let's look at the most common types of crypto scams. The first one is social media scams. Social media scams, these are usually scams where fraudsters pose as celebrities or well-known investors offering to help investors. And they tell you if you send your crypto, they're going to multiply your crypto by 2 to help you multiply your investment. Yeah. So I'm sure most of us have seen, usually it's on Twitter, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, even on Facebook Messenger. Like these scammers, they just come and inbox you. If you try, like how do they find you? Let's say you're Googling on the internet and you just try to Google anything or search anything about crypto, yeah, they know that you've searched something about crypto, so they start to inbox you, even on as far as Instagram, yeah, they start to message you and give you all these like stories, like success stories about how they've made money, and they start to tell you you can make this much money and all of that. But mostly they even make fake accounts of like of big companies or of cryptocurrency influencers, and they pretend to be those guys, and then they start to tell you they can multiply your investment. So the moment you send your money, you never see they don't return the investment that they promise. Yeah. So last year on July 15th, over 130 high profile Twitter accounts were compromised by outsiders to promote a Bitcoin scam. Within minutes, 320 transactions had taken place, and on one of the addresses, and over $110,000 million deposited in one account. So what these guys did is that they took over the Twitter administration roles, I think, and then they got into accounts of high profiles, yeah, like Apple, like Elon Musk. So they were telling the community that they are giving back and they support Bitcoins and they believe you should too. So they ask people to send any amount of Bitcoins that they have. And these guys, usually, they are going to make you rush. They're going to make you feel like it's either now or never. So they give you a time limit. That's why they were saying it's only going on for 30 minutes. So you have to think fast. They want you to think fast. It's either now or never. So because of that, some people, like, they hurry. They've not done research. They don't even find out whether this person is even against or not against cryptocurrency. They just hurried and gave in their Bitcoins. So another one is a Ponzi scheme. So a Ponzi scheme is an investment scam that involves the payment of purported returns to existing investors from funds contributed by new investors. This scam is highly dependent on new investors, and whenever there is a delay in finding the new investors, the scheme breaks down. Yeah. So here, what happens is so a little bit about a Ponzi scheme is that it was started. It was named after a man who was actually named Charles Ponzi. Yeah, he was the first one to do such a kind of scheme. So Charles Ponzi used to purchase postal vouchers in his home country and then ship them abroad and make a modest 5% profit. But then later he realized that he could actually make 50% profit return. So he started telling people about the postal cards, and investors were giving in money, hoping to get the 50% that he was promising in return. Yeah. So investors put in a lot of money, and by the time they found out, he had already fled the country and he had made over $10 million and fled the country. So how does a Ponzi scheme work? In a Ponzi scheme, so this is the top person here, yeah? So, and the top person, for a Ponzi scheme, it's mainly about investment, yeah? So you're supposed to start with a certain amount of money, yeah? Most of them, they give packages. So they'll tell you, like, maybe minimum is $100 or 1,000, something like that. So one person invites two people, so they also invest, yeah? And then when these guys invest, the person at the top, the schemer, is going to make money off of them. He's actually taking their money. But for these two guys that were brought in the scheme, they have to also bring these two people, and it's after these two people also invest that these guys get 50% of the investors' money. So there's actually nothing going on. Like if it's crypto related, say if it's crypto related, there is no coin. There is actually no coin, but they lie to you that there is a coin. Yeah. And you think that the profits are coming from maybe the coin or something like that, but you're actually getting money from the investor, from the other investors. So the scheme goes on and on and on until this scheme breaks down, until there is no more investors. So when there is no investors, the previous investors are not going to earn any money. For example, there was this one coin. I'm sure most of you, especially in Uganda, most of the people were scammed by one coin and Dogecoin. Dogecoin is still going on at the moment. Yeah, they don't. The coin, sometimes the coin doesn't actually even exist, and they just create websites that are so easy. So you invest the money and give the money to the person that has invited you, and that person just earns a bit of profit from the money that you invested, and then it goes on and on and on. And then a pyramid scheme. So a pyramid scheme, these are usually, the pyramid scheme is a bit different from a Ponzi scheme. Here, they usually offer you to make money for yourself. So unlike a Ponzi scheme, more work is required here. You have to buy a right to start a franchise and start recruiting people like yourself. So unlike a Ponzi where you just invest money and there is little or no risks at all, you start earning something. With a pyramid, you usually maybe even buy a product and then you can start inviting people. So here you earn from bringing in people. So the more people you recruit, the more money you make. So you find that pyramid schemes have products, but most people don't even look at the products, at selling the products to make money. People are focused on how many people can I bring in? Yeah, how many people can I bring in? And the more people you bring in, the more money you make. But then with these pyramid schemes, usually it's the fast investors that make money. So the rest are just losing a lot of money and giving it to the top investors that started. If you have any questions, you can type them. We'll have a Q&A session after the presentation. So the next is phishing for credentials or fake exchanges. So here, what this involves a scammer impersonating a company to extract sensitive personal data. Yes, scammers try to mislead people by creating similar sounding or looking domain names. Yeah. So here, what they do is that they get there is an exchange or an official website of an exchange. So what these scammers do, they create an exchange that looks exactly the same, and they change something small. Yeah. For example, when you type on your device, on your mobile phone, if you type a capital I, a capital letter I, and you type a lowercase letter L, it's almost the same. Yeah, it's almost the same. So you find that if you're in a hurry or you just type and you don't take your time to look, you're going to end up going to a fake website. Yeah. And so the moment you go to a fake website, it's going to look exactly the same. Yeah. So if you've been to the original website, the official website, and the fake website, you're not going to tell the difference after you've clicked. So you put in your information and type in all your data. But in that process, the scammers, they just steal your information or enter into your original account and get to steal your crypto coins. For example, here they usually come as ads. Yeah, there was this fake website of MetaMask, of a MetaMask wallet. So you see that here they write it as MetaMask. So for you, you're going to think it's MetaMask. But if you see the URL, it says Meha. So they get something that looks or sounds exactly the same, but it's not the exact thing. Okay. So we also have fake apps. Here on fake apps, it's similar to phishing, but with fake apps, it's more on the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. Can you guys hear me because it has started raining and I'm outside? Let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. So for many fake apps have been released on Google Play Store and Apple Store. So it's not recommended to just install any wallet. Yeah. For example, scammers are going to create and how like they will just copy the pictures that the official wallets are using to advertise to are using to show on the Play Stores. So they just get the exact pictures and they're going to put it up on Play Store. So for you, you just go to your phone, Play Store, you want a wallet, yeah, or maybe someone told you to get a Trezor mobile wallet or someone recommended a coin wallet. So you're just going to go to the Play Store, type in the wallet and install the first wallet that will pay up. So you, like anyone wouldn't just tell that this one is fake and this one is the right one, yeah? So there was a Trezor mobile wallet and coin wallet that were fake. Yeah, but some of these are removed after some reports. And then there's also tech support teams. I have experienced this before, but I'll share about it later with the tech support team. So tech support teams usually, this happens usually. Let's say you have a problem, yeah? And maybe you have a problem with an app. Let's say I have a problem with my Binance app. I can just go and tweet something, yeah, and tweet and be like, oh, something is not working, yeah, or maybe I tried to execute a trade and it's still pending, or I tried to make a withdrawal and it's still pending. So you're complaining on social media. So what these guys will do, they will contact you directly in your inbox, yeah. They'll contact you and they'll be like, I'm the support team from Binance. I can help you solve the problem, something like that. And maybe they'll give you a link to click, or they'll ask for your personal information, like your email address, or maybe even your password, something like that. But their main goal is to obtain your digital assets. So they can start by asking your sensitive information. But we all know that these companies, these exchanges, they don't ask users for personal information. Yeah, they don't ask users for personal information, and they're not going to inbox you unless you're the one that inbox them first. So you're not going to ask, and then they will come to you and try to help you. Here's an example of how it looks like. And these guys are so smart. Sometimes they'll even email you, yeah, they'll use your email. So they even get the logo of the company that is in question, yeah, and it will look legit. So this was an example. Dear local Bitcoin user, this message is from local Bitcoins to all users registered with local Bitcoin. So, and they were saying they were undergoing a maintenance exercise to improve our quality service and reduce the rate of spam virus in our cryptocurrency portal. Please verify and upgrade your user account. So companies are not going to inbox you or send you an email telling you to update, to upgrade your account, and most especially they're not going to send you a link to verify, yeah, and they're not going they tell you failure to do so may result in the cancellation of your local Bitcoin wallet account. So usually these scammers give you that time bound. They make you feel like if you don't do it now, there is a consequence if you don't do it now, yeah. So because of that, you are tricked. You feel like you have to do it immediately, and maybe you don't even think twice. You just hurry and click on the link, and just like that, maybe the link is fake, and then they take your information. That's how the fake support teams work. So you have to be careful with who you chat with on social media. And then we have ICO frauds. ICO stands for initial coin offering. These are exits. An exit scam is a fraudulent operation organized by unethical cryptocurrency promoters who collect funds for an ICO and suddenly disappear without leaving any information to investors. So ICO scams are usually these new, like let's say someone wants to create a new coin and then they come to the community and they start collecting funds for that coin. But some of these coins, they actually don't exist. Yeah, they don't exist. So they come and tell you about the coin, about the how the future of the coin, and how the future of the coin, what it's going to do. So you find that, sorry. Sorry for that. So some of these coins don't even exist, yeah. So, or some of them exist, but their main goal is to just collect money from people. They tell you about a coin and then they tell you how it's going to be in the next 3 years or 5 years, and it's very convincing. The biggest ICO fraud I can talk about, there was BitConnect, but there is also OneCoin. Yeah, so OneCoin was a scam that really scammed a lot of money. And in Uganda, that is the one thing that made people believe that cryptocurrencies are frauds. Yeah, the OneCoin guys, they assured people how it's going to be the new cryptocurrencies, and in a few years, Bitcoin was not going to be talked about. So she assured people about the coin, and it was not only because of the technology behind the coin. It was, some of these scammers have like a name, or they have credentials. Yeah, she was a lady that was she was a doctor. She had studied in good school, so she had a personal profile that was good. That was enough for people to believe and start investing. But after some years, after stealing a lot of money and enough money from investors, she disappeared without a trace. So usually ICOs, they come and go. They just take money from people and you can never hear about them again. And in 2018, more than $100 million in funds contributed to ICOs was stolen as an exit scam. So I'm not saying that all ICOs are fraud, but most of them. So if you look at this diagram, you find that at this graph, you find that 81% of ICOs are scams, and maybe 20% are not scams. But of these that are not scams, how many have actually moved on to trade, to be on exchanges? Yeah, you find that 6% that were actually right, they failed, and 5% they died. Then even the 8% that get to trade, 1.8% are just promising, and 1.9% are successful. So you find that most ICO scams are not actually worth investing in as a beginner. Okay, so now that we've talked about the top scams, I'm going to talk about a little bit about how to protect yourself from scammers. First and foremost, do your own research. Yeah, you're going to come across this as you do your research. DYOR, it means do your own research. It is defined as a process of doing your own research before putting your money at risk. So when I said do your own research, what do I mean? I mean, identify potential investments. Go on the internet, go on YouTube, follow bloggers that are talking about cryptocurrency, follow cryptocurrency influencers, see what they're talking about, identify the potential investments before you start. So I said I will share a little bit about my own experience with a scam. So yes, I had done my own research, but the first coins I bought, I wanted to multiply them. I didn't know how to multiply them. Yeah, I wanted to multiply them. And then I had this person who was telling me that, oh, I'm using an extension on my browser and it's mining. Yeah, it's mining. I'm actually, mining some Bitcoins. I was like, okay. So I didn't do any research. I didn't try to find out about these mining extensions on browsers. I just went in and I started mining with the hope of actually also making my money. And that is because this person was a tech person. Yeah, they are developers, they're into tech. So I thought, oh, if he's into tech, he probably knows what is right. But then what I can say is that just because someone is in tech doesn't mean they know cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is a new industry. Yeah, so just because you're in tech doesn't. So for me, I thought, okay, this is a tech person, that if he tells me he's making money, that means I can also make money. So I also went and started mining. So after reaching that maximum of the mining, they are like, you need to send the fees, that's the transaction fees. So the little coins I had bought, I sent in, but I waited for the coins that I had mined, and up to today I've never seen the coins. So that's why I said do your own research. Even if someone is high profile, do your own research and find out what aligns with you. Yeah, and also create investment goals, either long or short. Yeah, some people, they just what I've seen, most people just want to jump on the new coin. Yeah, because it has increased by maybe 80%. They've just listed it on Binance, it's doing very well, and then you just jump on it. Yeah, but you've just been in the industry for maybe a month or two, and maybe these people have been there, they have experience. Yeah, there's something, if you attended the previous lectures, I'm sure in the trading part they taught you about long-term trading or short-term trading. Yeah, so find out what you want to do. Do you want to be a short-term trader? Do you want to be a long-term trader? Do you want to be a hodler? Find out all that as you do your research. Yeah, decide how much. You also decide how much you can afford to lose when you're starting. Decide how much you can afford to lose. Yeah, you find someone, they haven't decided, they've not decided, and they just tell them, if you put 1,000, if you give us 1,000, you're going to get 2,000. Yeah, so you have not even thought about the risks. You've not even found out whether this is true or it's not true. You just put in the 1,000 and you lose the 1,000. So with that, your mindset changes, and whenever someone says cryptocurrency, you just think cryptocurrency is a scam, because you did do research. And if you put like maybe $10, I started with $10. If you put your $10 and they steal them, it's okay. It's not going to hurt you so much. Yeah, you're going to learn from the mistakes you made, like I did, and then you'll succeed later on. And also email addresses. Yeah, sorry, email addresses. So email addresses are free. Yeah, I advise having different email addresses for security purposes. So you find that so I know that this person is into cryptocurrencies, and maybe I text them and pretend that I have a job offer, but you have to send me your CV via my email address and so on. Yeah, so you send someone You send someone a CV, it's a fake job. You don't know about that. It's a fake job. They just want to get your email address. Yeah. So you send someone your CV via the email address. Yeah. But if you're this person who is using the same, you have one email address in your life. It's the email address you use for work. It's the email address you give to your friends. It's the email address you use for social media. It's the email address you use for crypto. You're going to find that scammers are trying all they can to get your email address and log in into your accounts. I remember when I just started out I was using the same email, and I started with local Bitcoins. And I used to, every time I logged in, they were telling me there was a login attempt, because there are some payment methods with local Bitcoins where you just give your email address and they send money on your email address. So every time I would find like 3 login attempts, 4 login attempts. But after I learned that I have to have different email addresses, the login attempts were not there anymore. So if you want to avoid this, you can get different email addresses. You're not paying for them. Yeah. Just get one that you use for work, get one that you use for social media, and then another one you can use it for your crypto accounts. You can even get different ones for different crypto accounts. So you can also, you have to set up your 2FA. 2FA means two-factor authentication. Yeah. I know for most people, for most of my students that I've taught, usually when they reach the part of 2FA, they're done. They don't want to go ahead because they feel like it's stressing. It's too much work to always, every time I log in, I have to first wait for the digits and put them, they feel like that is too much work. But that 2-minute hassle to set up 2FA authentication could save your entire digital profile in the future. Yeah. So for me, when I would get this notification telling me that I had login attempts, they would tell me that it's good that you had 2FA, because if you didn't have 2FA, maybe the scammers would have been able to get into my account. Yeah. So that is how 2FA can save you, because it's unique. It's unique to only your device. But then there are also different types of how you can set up your 2FA. Yeah. So you can use Google Authenticator or OC or SMSs. But some of us, because the 2FA requires, like, if you don't have the authenticator already on your app, so let's say you've created your account and you're trying to register, it's going to require you to first go back to the Play Store and install the Google Authenticator or the OC app, and then you wait for it to download. And so for some people, they feel like that is a long process. So we just put in the phone number and SMS and we are done. But then I didn't talk about this in the cryptocurrency scams, because new scams keep coming up. Yeah, I think the next speaker is going to talk about what I've not talked about. So new scams keep coming up. Yeah, so you find that there is something new like SIM swapping. Yeah, so you've used your SMS, but it's not going to save you. It was easy to set it up and you felt good about it because it didn't take so much time. But then if someone tries to take control, they will do SIM swapping and they'll take control of your SIM and they can get your codes. So you find that using Google Authenticator or the Google Authenticator app is going to be much more safer. Also, never click on unknown URLs. Yeah. Links are sent to our emails, text, and social media every day, and users have developed muscle memory for click first and ask questions later in a desire to learn as much as possible, as fast as possible. Like when someone sends you a link, yeah, because we are on our devices all the time, yeah. So maybe you're in a group and someone sends a link, you just immediately click on the link. You've not looked at the link. You're not sure, you don't know that person, you don't trust the person, but because they sent a link and maybe with a picture that is showing 100% profits or you're making $300 per day, you just click as fast as possible. Yeah. So URLs are they're sometimes shortened to hide their destinations. Yeah. So some of us we just look at, if it's long, you can easily read and be like, this is fake. Yeah. But then some of these guys, the scammers, they shorten them. So you don't know the destination. So your mind, you're eager to see what is on the other end. So you just click. But in that clicking, that is where they scam you from. So you should avoid this unless it's from a trusted source. If it is someone you know, maybe they're telling you something, then you can. But if it is someone you know, just do not click on email, on links. In your emails, on social media, do not click links unless it is from someone that you know. Yeah, so this was just an anatomy of a URL. Yeah. So if it has this symbol here, yeah, it denotes a secure connection, but doesn't mean that website is authentic. Yeah. Some of them are not even secure. You can just see it from here. It doesn't show that it's locked. Yeah. But even some scammers will go as far as securing the website. So just because it shows that it's secure, it doesn't mean that it's authentic. Yeah. And the HTTPS, this is the type of connection. So even if you don't fill it in the browser, the browser will add it for you. So even if the email, like they send you a link and it doesn't have this, the moment you go to the browser, it will automatically come. And now some of the fake, the phishing websites, you find that it's just HTTP without the S. So that alone is a red flag. Yeah. So the first part of the URL, it's often www, but scammers will usually put a fake address here to trick you into believing. Yeah. And then the real address you're actually going to, scammers can fake the first part, but they can't fake the last. Check this to find out the website you're visiting. So you always check the last part of your URL before you visit the website. And then you should also avoid public Wi-Fi. Yeah, most of us are quick. At the moment we go to a place that has free internet, we just want to log in, we just want to connect to the internet. But when you're trading or making transactions, make sure to use a secure internet connection. You can also use a VPN to keep you safe. Yeah, because scammers are not seated, they're always active. And like I talked about at the beginning, is that scams have been there for years and years, starting from the 18th century. Some of us have just known them because of crypto, but scams have been there, and scammers are not going to stop. Yeah, they're not going to stop. So for them, they're active. The moment they see they usually use public Wi-Fi's. Yeah, so for them, they're just there to extract information. They may not maybe you're on Wi-Fi, but you've not actually made any transaction or trades, but they will steal personal information from you, and they can use that information to, like, they could use pictures or they could steal any personal information and then use it as bait. Yeah, and then use it against you in exchange for your crypto. And also I talked about fake apps. Yeah, downloading fake apps from Google Play Store. So how you can protect yourself from this is by I advise you should not especially for exchanges or wallets, you shouldn't just go to the Google Play Store and just download the app. Yeah, you can go to the official website. Let's say you want to install blockchain wallet. Yeah, go to Google Chrome, go to your and search for blockchain. Yeah, search for blockchain.com. And whenever you go to these official websites, there is always a link that leads you to the app on your Play Store on whatever device you have, it leads you directly to the official app. So to prevent yourself from downloading the fake apps, you can do that. Just go to the official website of the specific exchange or wallet that you need, and you can download it directly. So here is an example of someone shared the story of how they lost 1,400 BTC. So the person had 1,400 BTC in a wallet that he had not accessed since 2017. So he foolishly installed the old version of the Electrum wallet, and his coins were propagated. I attempted to transfer about 1 BTC, however, was unable to proceed. A pop-up displayed stating I was required to update my security prior to being able to transfer funds. I installed the update, which immediately triggered the transfer of funds, which immediately triggered the transfer of funds, the transfer of my entire balance to a scammer's address. So just because he went directly to the Play Store and installed an old version of a wallet, but if he had gone to our website, to the official website, and maybe it led him directly to the app, this couldn't have happened. But just like that, it cost him 1,400 BTC. Yeah. So that was it. That is what I had to share. And I hope you have learned something about cryptocurrency scams. And what I can say is that the cryptocurrency industry is evolving each day. It's changing day after day. Yeah, it's changing. So these are not the only scams. Like, new scams are coming up. Yeah, as new technology comes in, new scams are coming up. For example, in NFTs, you've all heard about NFTs. You find that someone is selling a fake NFT, saying that it's an original NFT, but it's actually not the original, and they sell it for much higher. So as the technology grows, new scams keep coming. So you have to keep yourself educated and look out for the new scams and how to secure yourself.